that slide button so that you can give it a little break between the music, and then when you go to the next slide, the words come up. It gives you an option to make it nice and flow, to flow well. All right, this button here is called New. This creates a new presentation. Like you have done before, you can start a new song using this file or using this thing, and if you click on it, let's just say we type in the name of the song, will be right here, new file name. Okay, and then it asks you for the file options, or it gives you some options here that you can click on, so you can change the template to be different template. In other words, a template is a way that you can save all of the words in a format. You can format all the words together in a specific way, and then when you're done, you save it as a template, and now every single time you go back to make a new song, it'll be in that template the whole time. You can change it. We have different we only have a couple different types of templates. Spanish, I have one that says Spanish, but I don't think there's anything in it. If you notice, here's where it says the Spanish template, and then when you click, or if you see the preview of what that would look like, there's nothing there. So we can change that later. But anyway, that's where it goes. You click New, and once you click New, it loads up into your library. So this is your library here. In your library, this library is specific to just this computer, and it has all the songs that are in this computer alone. So as you can see, if we look for what we just typed in, new song, you're gonna find a new song in the library. And if I click on new song, this is what the new song looks like, which is just one slide with nothing in it right now. Okay. I'm just gonna get you right there, and then we're gonna move on. So next is the editor. If I click on a song, let's click on Never Gonna Stop Singing, and I want to edit all of these slides. I click on this editor button, and that can take me to a way to edit the words, or a way to edit the arrangement of the words. So you see that there's that, and I can click here and add something else, and that will just go into the addition that you make. So this editor button can get you into fixing words and stuff really fast. Okay. This button right here is called our video image bin, and think of it like the place where you can get videos, backgrounds, where you can get all that. And that when you click on it, it pulls it up, and so now in this video image bin, you can click on any background you want to get. There's also videos that we have. You can pull up videos or anything else. Any of the videos that you are going to import, or any of the background videos that you're going to find, are all going to be in this video image bin. Okay, and they'll always be there. And then if you want to add any more videos, which we're going to add some more background videos, those are going to also be in the video image bin. You're not going to be able to find them anywhere else. They're going to be in this video image bin. Okay. So now I'm gonna press it to hide it, and when I hide it, then you can see more of the songs, more selections, and that way you could see that a little better.
Where did you press? Oh, you pressed the button at the top.
Yep. So okay. I press that video image bin button, and that pops it up. I click it one more time, and it goes away.
Okay.
All right. Now this next button is an audio bin. So this one is for songs that you put into it, right? So Sandra in the past, she has songs that she brings. We put them in our audio bin. If I click on this, it goes away, and so then again you can see just the slides. But if you click on this, all of our audio, all of our music is always going to be in this audio bin. And then if you need to add more, you can add more here. I should back up on the video bin, but I'll show you this. in the audio bin, you can add playlists just like you add playlists here, right? So here I have a bunch of playlists. I have children's ministry playlist, Domingo 62820, Spanish, and these are all different playlists. In this playlist, for example, children's ministry, this is what they're using for their songs and their worship. And when they click on this new song or this new file, this is what pops up for them. This is what pops up for them, and then this is a new playlist for last week's Sunday or whatever, right? This is the playlist for this week. And then this is the playlist for Grace. I don't know what that means. But anyway, these are all different playlists. You can add a new playlist here if you click on play and then add a new playlist. You can also add a document, any kind of information you want here. But here's a new playlist. And here, now you can type in whatever playlist. Like let's say this is going to be, we're going to start a memorial service for somebody. So we type in memorial service. And now we know that whatever we put in here will never change what is going to happen for the children's ministry or what's going to happen for the Spanish ministry, and the memorial service is all going to be something different.
It's going to be like our set for the week, for
Exactly.
example. Okay.
That's exactly it.
So can we should we have, I know we have the Spanish,
Yep.
but can you do like a subfolder so that, I mean, I don't know, should we be keeping everything for each week or just make it for the day? Like, because you know what I mean? Like subfolders with dates for every Sunday?
Yeah, great question. If you're working from home, the best idea would be to create a new playlist from home every single time.
Okay.
And I'll tell you why. Because if you're working from home, you can take this playlist, for example, right click on it, and you can export this playlist to save it onto a USB drive. And you take that playlist, and then you can take that playlist, put it into this computer, and import it into the computer. And everything that you've saved, the entire playlist that you've saved, is all there already.
Pueden ser videos, canciones,
Todo, yeah.
y todo sale exactamente como lo guardamos en casa.
Exactamente.
Okay.
Yeah. Todo se guarda así. So if I hit export playlist like this, then what you can do is it'll ask you to save a file, right, to name the file, and then you can include the media with the presentations. And when you do that, that includes any videos that you've imported, all the slides that you've imported, everything else like that. Okay?
That's
and it'll be
awesome.
one big file so that you can just bring that, put that on a USB drive, send it wherever you want to go.
So we can work on a PC and then put in a USB and
That
bring
is
it to
right.
the Mac over here. And
That is right.
Okay.
Because it reads as a ProPresenter file.
Okay.
Okay, good.
That's awesome.
Okay. So that's the playlist there, and then okay. So then, speaking of which, the audio, you can create a playlist for the audio.
Okay.
So, for example, we have a special worship program with just a bunch of audio tracks. You can click, like for example, Christmas program.
Yeah.
So now I've got a specific playlist just for the Christmas, and then when you add the music, it's gonna come in right. You're gonna press the plus button here, and then bring the music in right there.
So regarding audio, Sandra is going to be singing and she have her audio tracks.
Yes.
They'll be embedded over there with ProPresenter automatically, or
Yeah, you can do that. You can embed. So let's talk about embedding files. So let's say, for example, this is my playlist, and let's see. There was already one that said Yahweh, right? Okay, let's see. Let's pretend. Let's see. I think Yahweh is already on this file. Yes. So let's say Sandra brings us this playlist of music, and here's Yahweh, and I say, okay, I'm gonna look for Yahweh on my music. What I'm gonna do is I found Yahweh in my library. I'm gonna put it in my playlist. Okay, I clicked and dragged into my playlist. I did it twice, sorry. So I removed. Okay, so now I have it in there. And now what I want to do is I want Yahweh to start. I want the music to start at the very same time that I play. ¿Tenemos el audio trabajando ahorita?
No.
Todo
Ya,
está apagado.
apagado.
Si
¿Quieres que lo
quieres,
prenda?
yo lo prendo aquí and then you can turn it on the amp in there.
Porque cuando ella trae su música.
Just to show you what we can do.
Because that avoids for us to bring another hardware with the music and then this separately, you know?
Yeah, this brings it all together.
Okay.
So the music, you bring the audio in there, and now what I'm gonna do is click in. So if we click it just by itself, and we put some audio here. I guess the music is missing. Oh, all the music is missing.
She did a few, huh? Que tenía música.
I'll tell you what I'll do is,
We don't know which one.
I know for sure
I don't
that
think
this one
these-
is working.
Nah,
This
these-
is the campfire for the kids. Just sounds like campfire. Let's pretend that this is a music, right? A
Yeah,
song.
yeah.
So then I take this and I click it into, I click and drag it into the first slide. So now, by the way, this is an clear audio button. So that just clears
You
away
can
the
clear
audio.
it, okay.
Right.
So it'll stop it, right?
Yep, that'll stop the audio. So let's pretend the track is this right here. I just moved
Okay.
the audio track in the first slide.
Mhm.
And I click the first slide, the audio starts, the background starts, and then we can move on with our slides.
Okay, solo cuando es video, eso, si es solo una foto, también toca.
Sí, si es yeah, let's see. So if it's a picture, which we have right here, por ejemplo, so instead of a video, we just have a picture. Ahora, oíste que
ya,
que la
solo-
música empezó otra vez. So hace eso, and then it's just a picture, right? So yeah, trabaja en cualquier manera. If it's a video or a picture, whatever form you want, that's
Okay.
what it is. Okay?
And then we need to keep controlling the slides according
And then
to.
you keep going, you
Yeah.
keep moving the slides.
All right,
Now you can
good.
move the slides with the
Good.
with the mouse.
Yeah.
You can move the slides with the space bar, which I like to tell my guys to use. Space bar just because it just moves forward, and they don't have to think about going backwards or anything else. Especially because we designed the words to go all the way straight through from
sequence.
beginning to end.
Mhm.
Or you can use the arrows. So the arrows can work too.
There you go.
Okay. Those are ways that you can go around using advancing slides.
I've been using the mouse and I think it's a little confusing because I'm
It's a little clunky,
Yeah.
right? Yeah,
Yeah.
because then you have to move your mouse
Yeah,
over
yeah,
and
yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
I like to use the space bar because it's big, it's right there. All you got to do is just move on. You
The
know,
only thing is you have to make sure that it's typed out
That's
in
the-
that.
Sequence.
that's the sequence. That's the only trick, is to know the sequence. Okay, so we're gonna clear the audio and we're going to remove the audio bin. So that moves away the audio bin.
Okay,
We'll
good.
move away the video bin. So we'll clear that up. Good. All right, this next button is talking about messages. So what we could do here is add a message to the church for everybody to see. Right, if I type a message and I show it, it just pops up in the front. No mas, it just pops up right up to the front, which I don't like to use.
No.
I don't use this button very much, so I ignore it.
Pick
But
up Caleb and the children's ministry.
That's right. Pick up your kids. Okay. So then here we go. The next thing I have is a Bibles option, so we can open up Bible scriptures so that we can see them. I don't like to usually see the whole screen like this.
Yeah.
So I usually make the small screen. So here's the option to make it bigger or make it smaller. So we go with the smaller size. Also, I like to see them as slides. So
Yeah.
that way you can see them like this. Okay. Also, to see it better, you can click on this to make it wider.
Wider.
Right, so you can see the words a little bigger. So for example, you want to type in, 23, right? So you see Salmos, and then you pull it up. You pull it up like this, and it comes up right away.
And it still has a background?
And it still has a background only because we have not done anything to tell it to go away.
We haven't
for the
set it up.
background to go away.
Okay.
We haven't done anything. So if we want to, we just click this to make that background go away, and here we go.
Okay.
Okay. So that's how that works. If you wanted to put that into your message first, so let's say that we know that this is going to happen. So this scripture is going to happen. Let's say only the first scripture is going to happen, and we know that this is coming. What we can do is create a new playlist, a new song file called message or something like that. So let's say Bible, right? And let's put the Bible into the new playlist here for service. And now let's add the scripture verse, Salmo 23:1. Let's just add that. We can take that one file, this one picture, and click and drag it right next to into our playlist. So now we know that when Pastor comes to that scripture verse, we can prep it,
Okay.
have it ready. We don't have to bring up the Bible, app the whole time. We don't have to have that app ready. We can just have them in titles ready to go.
So if the teacher, Pastor Ozzy, or whoever is doing their presentation, if they give them the scriptures ahead of time, we can set them up that way.
That's exactly right. Yeah, you can put them in earlier. Okay. In this store, in this option here, this takes you to the store where you can buy backgrounds and stuff. I don't worry about going in here. You're never going to go to it.
Yeah.
Same thing with social media. This is for like Twitter. You can bring Twitter into ProPresenter. Again, stuff that we don't use. You probably won't need that. And then here's the audio, clear audio that we talked about. And then here's our template. So this is going to be very important for us to work with so that we can fix the words to make them look exactly like we want them, right? So for example, this is not exactly the right font or the right way that you want this to look. You want it to look cleaner, you want it to look a little nicer. So you're going to come to template to fix anything that you want to look better, make it look better. So what I do is I select it, make sure it's blue so that it's selected. Come over here to template, and you have different options for how you can make these better.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, the best option that we have to make it bigger and in your face is this Gym Slides Template 1. So we click on that. That blows up the text to make it big and all capital letters. And so now it's there. So easy to read, easy to look at. But we can clean this up, okay? So we'll fix that up and make a template better so for us to use for Sundays and for worship and all that stuff. You can also create a new template group. So let's say, for example, you wanted to do something different. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here to this slide right here, and I'm going to edit it, right? Okay. So let's say and then here's where we can fix all that. So let's say we want to fix this. We don't want all caps, for example. So we can we can change everything here. So let's say, for example, we want a different text. Let's say we want Times New Roman, right? So Times New Roman. Oops. Sorry.
Different font.
Select it. Yeah, we can select a different font to make it specifically for us,
Mm-hmm.
So we want a different font. We want a different size. Let's say we want it to be 40. We don't want caps. We want it to be capital and then lowercase.
Mm-hmm.
And then now you can make adjustments here to make it as big or as small as you want. You can move this to the left. No, we don't want that. We want it center. You can make the words fit the box from top to bottom, or you can make the words fit in the middle of the box. So what this means is that the words are fitting inside this box somehow. Whether you want the words to fit at the top of the box, in the middle of the box, or at the bottom of the box. Okay. And then you can also change the way that we do color line fill. So right now, if we change the color of the background, let's see. If we change the color of the background, which we will not do, just for example right now, if we change the color of the background, you notice that our text has a bar around it, right?
Mm-hmm.
This bar is called color line fill. So here it's under color line fill. If I wanted to fill that line instead of it being gray, we wanted it black, for example, we can make it completely black. And now when I go back out, you see it's black. So what happened to my words? Well, my words are black as well. So I need to change that. And my words could be white. Here, this is how you fix it. The words over here, or the little tile over here tells you that the words are in white. So you could fix that. We can make this adjustment to where we don't have a line fill at all. So when our background is back to what it was, there will not be a and then let's go back to what it was. You see, notice that I took away the bar.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what this does is when I have a background, so when I have a background and I show this slide, see how it doesn't stand out very much?
Mm-hmm.
So that's because we don't have any way to block, or no way to have the words stand out. So the way I can fix that is by adding a line fill. Even if it's black or if it's gray, somewhere in the middle, to allow us to have something to break it up. Now this means now that I would have to change this to black. Or maybe white. Let's try white. Right? To make it stand out even more, we could even add a little outline, and that'll be like a border around the letters. So that's outline. You can make that adjustment. So if I do that, I go here now. You can tell it's a very subtle, but it's there. Let me make it bigger. You can probably see it a little better. You see the border now around the words. If I got rid of this color line fill and I hit show, now it looks like a little better, right? Without the bar, without the line going across, you can actually see the words within that background. You can even do this a little better. We can even add a shadow. So we have a shadow option here. So if we throw a shadow on there, and it's black, now you see how it stands out even more.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So you can make these work for how you want them to, so like for example this. So this is the template that we have so far, is what we've been using. This is what we've been using for all this stuff. But let's say for example we wanted to make this, we can customize this, so we don't want caps. We want a little black border around it, and we want a little shadow around on the outside of it. When I show this now, it stands out a little more, even with that black line around it. If I got rid of that, that also comes out a little more. probably doesn't show so much because of that the sun. The sun is definitely bright. That bright yellow stands out a little more. But you see that can help. That can help. Darker backgrounds can help with the words stand out a little more. Okay, now if you're happy, like let's say you want to use this as your template, or like you're very happy with the way that this background looks, or the slides look, the text and the format, all of that looks good, and you don't want to change that for every single song, you can save that as a template. So then what I would do here is, well, actually it's already saving right now. It's saving as the gym slides number 2 template. That's what it's saving at right now. If I click off of this, it'll, oh no, wait. Sorry, no. So if I wanted to save this, I go here, I come over here to template, and I come over here to, you could save it to the Spanish ministry. So Spanish to make it part of this group.
Mm-hmm.
So I click, and so then you can edit what's in this group already, or you can add whatever slide you've already worked on to the template group. So let's say I like what I've done here, and I want to add the slide to the template group. Boom. Now, when you come over here, you notice that there are 2 slides. There are 2 slides. One is template 1, and the other one is called Salmos 23:1. You can change that later. So I come over here now, and let's go to one of the songs that you guys did today. Tu gracia es suficiente, right? So I go here. I go to this one song. I come over here to template. I come over here to Spanish, and I change it to what we just made. And now you can see that the words are. I'm gonna get rid of the remove clear. I'm gonna go back to what we had here. Oops. Click and drag this here. And so now you can see that the words are fixed in the template that we just made, with the shadow, with the border, and all that stuff. And you can do that for every single one of these songs by just, so what I'm doing here is I'm holding the shift button down, click on one, click on all 4, I hold down the shift button, click on all 4, come to the template, Spanish, come to the template that you like, and now it asks you, are you sure you want to change the template for all 4 documents? Yes. And just like that, all the 4 documents have been changed the same exact way. You don't like that, if we don't like that and we wanted to go change it to another template, like for example what we did before, it's going to say, are you sure you want to change? So we just went back to what we had before, and boom, there it is, like it was before. Okay, so saving a format as a template is very helpful to move very, very, very fast. Okay. Okay. I should also mention that you can change. Let's see. Moving on, you can click this button here, and there's it's a format bar, so you can change the format of a slide very fast if you wanted to. So what you do is, so you select a file of a form, and then you could change it to Times New Roman, and it changes the whole song. So you can kind of see it real quickly to see if you like it. If you wanted to change it like that, you can do that. You can go back to changing it to a different format there, and then you can see now what it looks like.
How does it change all of them at once?
It changes them all at once because it is selected. So this Tu gracia es suficiente. That song is selected right now. It's blue.
Okay.
And I come over here to, so if I click on a different font, it changes it just because this is selected.
Okay.
You could change it for all of them just by selecting it a different thing, and because all 4 have been selected, all of the words are now changed in that format. But that doesn't mean that it's saved as a template, right? So this is just a quick change for all of the words. But if you wanted to save it as a template, you still have to come over here and click Save As, add this format, right? I made a change to the format. Now I want to add this to my template so that I can use it later.
And if I'm doing this from home, then I really don't have to worry about doing that when I get here because it'll all be saved, right? And we're just gonna import.
Right.
Okay.
The only thing that it won't save if you have something really funky, like a really weird font that it doesn't recognize.
Okay.
So you have something that's called, something weird and something that we don't have here.
Your own phone.
It will not remember that. You'll have to bring the font
Here.
style over here, which is a whole different thing to do. Anyway, but yeah, it can be done.
And like for the audio, when Sandra brings hers, do I just do it kind of like what I did today at the text document? Like, how do I do that?
Okay, so let's talk about that. Before that's definitely something we're going to do now. But before that, is there any other thing that you guys want to look at? Any of these buttons at the top mean like questionable or anything else? Everybody clear on what these do? Oh, one more. This output button. When we start the program, this button should be automatically on. And what that button does is that it sends the output. It turns on this output to go to the projector. If I click this, if this button does not show you on, do you see how it says on right there? Green button on. If it does not show on, you will not be seeing anything that you do here. You see how I'm changing all that stuff? It's not doing anything because it's not on. This output is not on. Click this on, and now it sends it over. It sends it back. Okay.
And when it's on, it's green.
When it's on, it's green. Yep. Off is red. And then this is the master volume button for the tracks that you would play on this computer. I wouldn't change that at all. You don't have to. Don't change this at all. Just leave that all the way up, and then you change the volume here. So on the board. Okay. All right. Let's move on. So for a new song. So for a brand new song, the first thing you want to do is make sure that you don't have it in your library already, right? Very important because you don't want to end up doing the work twice, So probably something that's already in here is to feed that, right? So I click on this, and the words are already in there, so you know that that's all set and ready to go. But let's say we don't have a song in here. I don't know how to do that. But what we'll do is just do what we did before. So an email comes up. So you're gonna get your document, right? I think you have this, right?
Yes.
Sunday set. Okay. And so what you did was you opened it up as a text document, which is great. The way to so when you have a new song that you don't have on your computer, but you have the words to them, either here in a text document that you bring in, or online, you can even find it online. What you're gonna do is you're gonna copy all of the text in that song, and then you're going to import it into ProPresenter. Okay, so you're gonna copy it and then put it into a file that you can use here. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna delete right? So I'm gonna delete that. Let's pretend that we don't have this in our computer at all. What was it called again?
To see that, yeah?
So you see it's already here. But I'm gonna delete it so that we're not gonna see it in here, so that we can do it from scratch. So okay, so it's not there.
Yeah.
Alright, so good. Now we don't have it, we gotta put it in. So here it is right here, the whole words, all the words. I'm gonna click and drag. I'm gonna click and drag my mouse to copy all of this text. You're gonna get down to the last word of that text. Come over here, right click, copy. Okay, or you can do the hot button copy, which is Command C. That's the like in Windows, Windows C. Okay. So what do we just do? We just copied the words in this document to our clipboard. Okay. Now what we're going to do is come back to ProPresenter 6. And we're going to click File, Import, and you can import a file from any document, or you can import a text from clipboard, which is what we're going to do right now. Everything that we just copied from the clipboard, this is where it's going to go. So we click Import Text. And now it gives us some options to click on before we put it into our library. Before it goes into the library, it says, how do you want to break it up? Oh, for now, we just want to break it up 1 line per slide. You could do 4 lines per slide, just to make it easier for how you want to break it down. But for us, that way we can learn what each thing is going to do. We break it up 1 line per slide. We want to keep it the size that is default to the Windows, to the screen output. So we keep it there. And then our template, this is important to know. And so we want to keep our template, let's say we just did our brand new template. Let's keep it at this brand new template style, like that. And then you can import it to the library only. You can import it only to the selected playlist, or you can you can add it to a new playlist. But because we want it to be in our library all the time first, let's just leave it at library only so that it saves to our library. After that, we're going to click Edit, and from here we can clean up the words how we want. Okay. So now we have an option to edit all of our. We can edit all of the words all at once. We can even edit the way that they're broken down. We can break them down by verses. We can break them down by spaces. All of that stuff, and we'll do it all here. So first thing here is the title of the song. Me has llamado más alto. Perfect. If the words are not all there, you can type it all in here in the title, and that will show up on the library when you're typing it here. Okay. Copyright display. If you had copyright information like when the song was made, what number it is, all that stuff, it'll show up at the bottom of the slides when you're done. I don't do any of that. I click that off so that we don't show any of the copyright stuff at the bottom. Who cares? Then we have our template. This is where we clicked it before. You could change the template again. All right. And now here's the words that were just copied over from our document. So let's clean this up, okay? So first things first, I want to make this a little bigger so that I can see what I'm looking at. It's kind of hard to see. Next thing is I'm going to get rid of all the stuff that doesn't look right to me. Like I'm not going to put the verse 1 up on for everybody to see. I'm going to break this up. So me has llamado más alto. First